I think it makes good sense to pick it here. It was your last pick last game. It combos well with Grimstroke and Nyx and Darkseer, and because it's there's more offensive combos with the Grimstroke, that it feels fine to snag it here. Like it'll be pretty solidified no matter what. So I like it, and then they can be a little flexible with their last pick. Let's see what the bans end up being. I guess with DK being the different hero, last game it was a Tide picked in that position. This means that their tower defense is a little bit weaker. Their overall team fight is weaker. But their solo ganking is much better. So a hero like Weaver doesn't look good to me anymore in the slightest with the DK pickup. So I'm sure we'll see a different carry from EgoBoys this game.
Oh my god, guys, I just realized we are literally seeing the anime draft. You've got a Mirana, you've got a Terrorblade, you've got a Dragonite. Clearly, this is just going to be season 2 of the
Terrorblade's
Dragon's
on the
Blood
wrong
anime,
team,
where
but
they
I get it. Yeah.
maybe I
These are all
said it's
characters,
season 2.
let it
Maybe he
happen.
joins in with them. Maybe he's got to fight. We just need an Invoker basically, but I doubt that's going to be a an offlane Dragonite here. It's possible, but
I would expect it, because honestly, if Doom goes Infernal Blade mid, which I've seen a couple of Dooms do, then Dragonite doesn't have the easiest of lanes. Yeah, in Eastern Europe, they like that, because I mean, that's the region I've seen play the most Doom. And then you actually go like 2-1-2 instead of maxing the Devour as much, and then they push the Dragon out of lane, and because the Infernal Blade does hurt him a fair amount, and then all of a sudden DK doesn't feel as strong. It's a good matchup for the Doom for the most part. Breathe Fire is not as useful against a hero that has this much attack damage. Yeah, they think about the Invoker ban. They don't wanna fight against the Invoker. I actually like the Invoker prediction.
that is true. We did see Tavo play the Dragonite the other day too. Didn't always work out for him, but
Tornado's just straight up excellent this game. Like removes Iron Shells, Surges, Inkswell. It would be able to do lots of good things.
I agree. What could we pick up here for SG? If we're looking for a mid, does the TA fit this draft again?
I think it's worse for sure. There's like so much damage over time. Inkswell, Iron Shell, Scorched Earth, even Infernal Blade. I just feel like they'd be able to pressure so well they can't go that greedy this game. So Ego just needs ideally someone else that would combo okay with Inkswell, someone else that can initiate ideally. That way it doesn't have to just be Nyx. They didn't ban Storm or Ember this time. They banned out CK and Medusa instead.
the puck could get picked up for SG.
They need
That was banned out
more-
last time, and now it's open. If they want to do like some quick skirmishy stuff.
True, but I get. Oh, that's right, because they had carry last time picked already, so that's why they banned carries instead of mids. My bad. So yeah, they're expecting mid Doom, so Ego's got to pick a carry here.
That's puck into Doom. Great.
Something that
Classic
matches up
counter.
against TV, something that's like survivable enough to survive like a stun and arrow, ideally. That lanes well against Mirana DK potentially.
How many options, honestly, in that category?
It's kind of a scary lane, I guess, but
Wraith
King.
Okay.
is pretty safe.
It's fair.
He has a good window where he beats the TB, and then afterwards he loses, but there's a fair window where you beat him. You can still playing somewhat tempo, give more late game potential this time. It's decent. I don't mind the Wraith King pick here.
Yeah, it's safe, right? Like if he gets stun comboed at the start of the fight, it's not that big of a deal because worst case he has reincarnation. He combos great with Grimstroke, with Iron Shell. His laning is pretty solid. Skellies can block arrows. Like if somebody gets stunned, he can literally stand in front of them and spawn skeletons to block an arrow or something like that. So I like the EgoBoys draft. It looks pretty well rounded. Their single target stuns a little bit weak, of course, but single target stuns are bad compared to AoEs, right? You just got to stand on the whole enemy team and stun them all. It'll be fine.
You have Vacuum. Who needs single target stuns? We have Vacuum. Just bunch them up and impale them.
Easy.
So SG looking for their mid hero. They've got okay tower pressure with DK. No matter what role he plays, that looks all right. But maybe a semi carry of some kind. They're gonna go Bat Rider instead. Interesting.
That's
okay. Lane advantage. He can do well against Wraith King. He can do well against Doom. Doom can't defend himself well until he gets the Purge creep, and then it's absolutely fine. So I don't see why EgoBoys just doesn't put Doom mid and then get the Dispel creep and then have a great time. But unless they're planning to put Bat Rider somewhere else. Am I missing something?
There's Bat Rider mid. No, it's Bat Rider mid.
It's mid. Yeah,
Unless
Pavel's on the Dragonite. Unless
swapping lanes or something, but that'd be odd. I agree. And it's also Bat Rider into Nyx as well, so not the greatest matchup for Bat in general.
Yeah. kind of interesting, but gives them another option for like Marana arrows to land. Like blink, lasso a guy, pull them together, clockwork hooks in to create space in between. Like they can definitely separate fights really well. If SG Sports executes excellent, then it's gonna be really hard for EgoBoys to fight into it. They're like all melees anyways, right? 4 melees against a clockwork, against a bat rider might feel a little bit, they might feel a little kited and ran around.
So what are your thoughts now, seeing these two drafts? What draft are you guys favoring?
I think I still like EgoBoys better. Assuming Doom doesn't get ran over like the first 2 levels before he's able to find a small Satyr creep, then I feel like I like their lineup better. But I could be wrong.
What about you, Moxxi?
The execution of SG yesterday, and it felt like they needed a little bit of a warm-up, but then they really came online, so I'm still gonna go with SG on this one.
Yeah, alright. Divided panel, I mean, someone's gotta be right. I like that. Gotta remind our viewers, by the way, that we changed the servers here. It's not gonna be playing any longer. I think it was Peru server for the first one. It's gonna be US East now, for the fear that the servers might not work. I will say that other regions have this issue too, so maybe it's not an SA exclusive issue, but let's hope it is. Let's hope we don't get another remake, because I need to sleep at some point. SG versus EgoBoys, game number 1 for the second time. Let's get on with this game. Moxxi Purge, please take it away.
All right, Purge, what are we going to bet on this game? That's a thing that Bowie says that is a thing that the SADPC was doing, you know? But you're going for the side of EgoBoys, I'm going for the side of SG.
What kind of bets did they do? Like, embarrassing stuff? Like, oh, I'll give you money. Was it, I don't know. What are the stakes?
It was going to be... For the first bet, actually, I won myself a bowl of ramen at some point. Very excited for that. I don't know.
Money and gifts. I do like these things.
Battle pass levels?
Oh, that's a good point, yes.
I don't know.
Smoke gets broken here. Perfect spot for Ego.
Oh, look at that
glory.
giant
Get stroked,
stroke of
suckers.
fate. Good God.
So good. Wonderful stroke. A little damage, a little scouting. They're just going to run to the other side, get them double bounty runes up. I just feel like the Ego draft looks so much more well-rounded this game. I really like what they did with it.
Oh, it's definitely more well-rounded, for sure.
Yeah,
it makes a lot more sense to me, too, looking at what they are trying to do. But
one downside was with the aphotic shield. It was a perfect solution against Marana, right? Like, if they had, like, DK plus Marana, I would really like to have an Abaddon. But that's probably why they didn't bother picking up a hero, an offlaner like DK last game. Was like, well, he's just going to dispel the one guy we go on, and then our heroes are going to feel bad. So if they can land some sick arrows, like, that's definitely a nice advantage that they could work with this game. So a lot of it might come down to initiation. Does SG land their stun arrow combos and get a bunch of kills? Or does EgoBoys initiate, make a less clean initiation from SG, and go the other way? So maybe vision more important here than even before.
All right, well,
okay.
That's interesting, because I felt like they did very well in their lanes for EgoBoys down here. I felt like they put a lot of pressure down, and they caused a lot of issues. So perhaps they just want to secure the first blood, do you think? We've seen teams do that before, and then they're going to shift back up.
Yeah, it could be
I think this Wraith King has to be careful, though, with this Marana and Tavo on the DK, because that is a double stun.
Like, he's just going to get right-clicked a little bit. Dragon Knight's not that scary level 1. Let's see if they go for the kill. They're going to accidentally spot Grimstroke and Clock pretty soon here. We'll see. Yeah, and he's just going to TP Clock. They didn't really see the opportunity. If, like, Clock walked in to, like, harass him or something like that, then they would have had the extra nuke and right-click and it would have been fine. But instead, back to normal stuff. Rises, loses a little bit more regen than normal. Courier gets sniped in the mid lane.
Courier sniped, okay. 4DR playing very aggressively over in this middle lane.
Yep. Until he's able to get a small Satyr creep, they'll be a little limited. And if you look at the observer they place, it's going to spot 2 of the camps, 1 medium camp, 1 large camp. And if we look at the rest of the jungle, actually, there aren't any Satyrs. Now he's going to have to move to the right to check. And the other one is blocked as well. That's so sick. See that observer that was placed in the tri-camp? They're blocking the other medium camps. Is that a large? No, that's a large camp, actually. Yeah. So that was another place that it could spawn. So basically, there's like, what, 2 camps where Satyrs could spawn that are available to Ego on their side of the map, and they're not there.
Kill? They have enough damage. KJ is going to be able to get the first blood here. And they already have started. The Olacor will be massacring all of the couriers in the top lane. So good start so far here for SG.
On the bright side for Ego though, they do have another observer ward spotting the other side of the map, and they do see satyrs there. So if Doom wants to, he can just stroll on over and grab one of those. But for now, it doesn't think it's important. I mean, at some point he's going to want to for sure, because it basically limits Batrider's ability to kill you. And if you keep the napalm stacks down below like 2 or something, he's never going to kill you first, basically. So I guess for now he feels comfortable. He's going to keep glass hitting. He'll go eat that one later. It'll stay for a while. But he knows that he's got what he needs over in that position. Just going to have to walk a little bit more, that's all.
It feels like everybody's just, you know, farming up, throwing out that harass here in the top lane. Car trying to just throw out the stroke too. And the boys have been summoned here from Rises. They're going to chase out the Theolacor a little bit.
Yeah, this is always good to do. Just spawn the skeletons, throw a stun at somebody. He didn't throw a stun in this case, but nobody else was around, so the skeletons focused on Mirana. They're going to get confused by stairs, so they'll stop doing what they're supposed to be doing. But
stairs, their one weakness.
They've got bad knees. They have no connective tissue. What do you expect? He gets killed in the mid lane, just barely 40 HP. Oh no. Damn, Skelly Bones distracted me, sorry guys. But doesn't have the Satyr creep yet. He hasn't walked over and grabbed it. And another
There's
kill
another
on the
kill here for KJ in the bottom lane. Man, SG. They came ready to play. Good
start for them. Even picked up an Infernal Blade on Doom to try to win this, this little like fight to the death thing, but...
Theolacor over here too. He's keeping an eye on the couriers. They've got the ward. Not gonna pay attention to it right now, though.
I'm honestly really surprised he hasn't gone over to grab the creep yet. I feel like...
Oh, again. The cogs with the meta. Carapace does come out here from Tano, lands a nice impale, so he's going to survive this, but... It's feeling very pressured this time down in the bottom lane. It feels so different from game number 1. They just realized, okay, we played this wrong. This is how we need to do it.
It seemed like what happened in the previous time. They spent a lot of stuns in the first couple couple minutes, and it didn't happen this time. Going on a hunt.
Theolacor. He saw it. He's got a couple different warding spots here for that courier sniping, and they found one of them, but they didn't find the other. So that's the second courier kill here, I believe, for Theolacor. And this Batrider is going deep after alone. He's got 6 stacks of sticky with Flame Break, bounce back. Again, he's trying to get over there fast enough, and he's gonna be able to do it. That is the second, I assume it's basically a solo kill here. I believe he's the only one who did damage to him. Even though
I do not understand why he has not eaten a small Satyr creep yet. It is very confusing to me. It's a lot of mana. It's 120 to cast it, but it's the best ability in the game. It's called Purge. And if you cast it, it's because he's cast Sticky Napalms on you, which means that you have gotten mana from him casting Sticky Napalms. This man just simply hasn't bothered to grab the ability. Maybe I'm missing something here. Like he would have to walk there or something, but look at this. He's going to get killed again. Clockwork's in the area. Batrider does have his abilities, and yeah, here it is. They're going to spot him. Will they dive?
Yeah, they will indeed dive. Grab him, hold him in the cogs, give him a little bath here in the Firefly. Just slowly roast your Doom until he's dead.
All right, not looking good for the Ego Boys. They're mid Doom, who's supposed to get guaranteed net worth. He's struggling. 2,000 net worth. Batrider is close to 3K. And when this happens and Batrider gets this far ahead, it's not just going to be the mid lane that's pressure. It's going to be other ones as well. They're mega tanking this tower for a bit here. That costs them quite a bit of regen, but it gets their next creep wave in, and this catapult's going to get extra hits on the mid tower. This freaky ass cartoon tower. Oh, sorry, it's not animated on the production. I have these like dragon shooters, and they move, and it just looks like a weird cartoon shooting fireballs on your screen, but mine looks way cooler.
I have the same thing with the
mobile
Skywrath Mage spray right on top. My favorite is placing Sunsfan's face on just random terrain and seeing just how much of an abomination I can turn him into. It's wonderful.
I do like putting Sunsfan's face on obelisks. It's a great time.
Top lane, they're just chasing after Rises here. I'm starting to stack up that sticky. Just gonna burn them down slowly but surely. Stroke of Fate comes through, but they're not gonna be able to keep them alive. So Rises will fall. Drakeel will fall in the bottom lane. They're just angry and murderous here as the Battery Assault chasing down Tano. He's trying to duke around, doesn't manage to get the impale, but the final hit comes out from Wasabi lane. This guy is getting big off of kills alone.
Oof, they are mega stomping right now. TB's not supposed to get this many kills in lane typically. He's supposed to be pressured a little bit himself, but 8 kills to 0 right now. EgoBoys are absolutely getting stomped in this match. They've got Doom on Doom finally, but this still just looks like a pretty precarious situation. He still isn't eating the Satyr creep, so he can't really lane that well against the Bat. And Bat's now pressuring the map. He's got 4 kills to his name with these rotations. That forces Wraith King to the jungle. Or sorry, he's going to go to the off lane instead, excuse me. But that's going to take farm away from Darkseer as well. Like, if he's more stable in his lane, Darkseer gets more levels and gold out of his lane. Doom is going to feel... like, it just feels like they're spreading whatever limited net worth they can get evenly. And there's not that much they can get, so it just feels rough right now for EgoBoys.
It does indeed as the top lane. They've gone and popped the dragon form. It's going to wear off in a little bit here, but I believe Tavo should be able to get this tower, and that is going to make the jungle so much smaller. So over in the mid lane, they go to get the lasso off over on alone, and they have plenty of damage here, so they'll be able to take down the Doom again. And it looks like Kara tried to teleport and tried to help his Doom out, but the body block's coming out now from 4DR. That Inkswell's not going to do enough for you, unfortunately, my friend. So top tower goes down, mid tower soon to follow. But EgoBoys do manage to take down the tier 1 in the bottom area, and they will start invading here and put some pressure on Constabile.
Mid tower's dead though, for sure. We're gonna grab a DD on Mirana and slap this twice, it's all over. So there's another good example what Grimstroke's bad at. He's not good at stopping single heroes from running down his allies. Like, you can Inkswell, you can do a little bit of a slow with Stroke of Fate, but that's not a huge impact in comparison to a Dispel that Abaddon would provide, or something like a single target stun. So Doom in a much worse position this game than he was in the previous. He's got less net worth than Wraith King does. And here's another kill on the map. The
That was
DD
a
in the
value
right
double
place.
damage. Yeah. Takes the tower, takes down your heal. This is a very different game second time.
It
What's
really
the
is.
eloquent way of saying that? Game
Very
1 redo?
different. Game 1 star. 1 asterisk.
Star asterisk. Yeah, okay. I don't think that sounds any better. Look at all these sentry wards too. They're so mad about the couriers too that got just murdered. Trying to keep tabs, of course, when you have a Mirana with the Moonlight Shadow. It's also important. And they're just combing through the jungle here over on the side of Ego. They want to take back it's theirs.
But it just doesn't feel that good to me, because they're a little bit behind on levels. They lost their safe lane tower. They lost their mid tower. They've accomplished... They got the enemy safe lane, I guess. So, like, Wraith King's having an okay game, but everyone else is struggling in comparison. And the net worth advantage from Terrorblade getting those laning kills, and Batrider too, it's like they're pretty far behind. Batrider's going to play safe for now. He's got his Boots of Travels finished, so his movement speed is great, but he'll probably just spend some time hitting creeps, get his BKB. There's a lasso though.
There is indeed a lasso. They're going to try to burn that reincarnation here, and they should be able to do it. Can I get over it fast enough? Yep, the bounce back. That is the reincarnation. KJ getting into position here. Okay, the arrow lands. They're going to hold him in place. He's going to try to fight his way through here. Not sure if they're going to be able to, because they have the hook shot. That is a dead rises, and they just stroll away over on the side of SG, leaving poor EgoBoys without their core.
Yeah, Flaming Lasso buys time for the supports to rotate over, and as a result, they spend their resources really safely. They didn't arrow at the start. They use that for the follow-up to guarantee the Wraith King dies after he respawns. They just get a clean kill and bird reincarnation. Such a big kill. And that was just 40-yard jungling. He's like, oh, I'm just here to farm my BKB, that's all. But boom, gets an easy kill with help from his team.
Tado trying to do some scouting over here. Sees Constabile and Tavo.
They're dying slowly. It's one of those things where you gotta like check to see, oh, I'm losing HP.
Ooh, can they burst down Constabile fast enough? No, they have the bounce back here.
That was
Thanks
close.
to that flame break, Constabile will survive.
He definitely could have died there. Didn't have Sunder, but yeah, the great stun on the Darkseer stops the vacuum follow-up damage. And no kill, but a little pressure. 6k disadvantage now for EgoBoys. They're going Armlet on Wraith King. Not the ideal item necessarily, because it's physical damage, which doesn't work great against TB, but the rest of the lineup, he'll be fine if he can get on top of them. I'd like to see maybe Armlet into Blink Dagger, that way he can get on the map and help his team get kills. So if they don't have an initiator, I don't see anybody really dying in SG Sports with their current position. Doom comes out somewhere? Am I crazy? Oh, he gets him.
Yeah, they get Constabile. They're going to go for the deny, though. Now alone, is left indeed very much alone. He will fall.
Plays the enemy side of the map, finds the Terrorblade, gets the Doom off. He doesn't get the kill, which is a bummer. but I don't know,
time
he's dead, I guess.
Yeah, the Terrorblade's not farming, I guess, at the very least, because they did need to slow this down a bit.
I mean, he really would have liked this kill. He's only level 7 on Doom, so he would have gotten like a full level from that. Not to mention the gold. He gives the enemy team some gold. Doesn't feel great. Midas is on cooldown, off cooldown. Alright. There's the armlet for the Wraith King. Yeah, kills is the best way to catch up. Like, and when you're getting dwarf like this, 13-0, every kill that you get does so much for accelerating your game. In terms of your farm speed and everything else. So not getting experience from that's going to feel bad on Doom. Even if he succeeded on the kill.
For my coffin.
But it also feels like a little, not beggars can't be choosers, but like they need to get something. And that's like the best that they can get at this time is, you know, try to make those plays even if they don't get the kill gold for it.
Smoke coming from SG, looking for an opportunity bottom.
Yeah, they know Drakil's here. They dust immediately. KJ looking for the hook shot here, trying to line it up. Dragon Knight, though, Blink is completed over on top. He's got the Dragon Tail with the cogs, gets the courier kill, because the Yolakor, you know, that's how he do.
That's cool.
That's a nice pickoff.
And Clock even saved his battery, so didn't bother spending the mana. A bit mana limited hero, but he knew that they had a pretty significant kill there. And with Tavo having Blink, they've got the Initiator. They're just going to do this now. Play Clockwork and Bat and Mirana around where the Dragonknight plays. Terrorblade can do literally anything he wants, and they're just going to punish their enemies. Now dewarding the Tri-Camp area, just forcing them to move around the map in inefficient ways.
No. Arrow doesn't quite connect, but the hook shock will. So follow up. They have the soul bind, so they are stuck together. They're not really working together right now, but they're just gonna walk away. And you can tell, look at 4DR. He feels very emboldened right now. He's even got the last one once used, but he's just dancing around. We'll end up grabbing Drakil. Would like to remove him here as they throw down the cogs, the Dragon Tail as well. And they're gonna have to dish out the damage over onto Drakil. He does have the surge. He's gonna try to be able to get away. The Yolakor looking for the kill, still gonna burn down. As now Kara hugging this tower, sitting very low.
They got 0 kills, Moxxi still. It's not looking good. Well, they got that 1 kill, but it didn't count. Because he got denied.
It was a denial. Yeah.
Yeah. Big bummer.
I mean, it's a 16-0, but it's also only a 6K net worth difference. I mean, that's a
good point. Yeah.
It feels very hopeless when you look at the kill score, but when you look at the actual buildings that are still online for both teams, and you look at the net worth difference, it's not as scary, in my opinion.
It's 16-0. It should be like a 15K gold advantage or something is what it feels like. 6K is not the end of the world. Doom has good net worth, relatively. Wraith King has good net worth. It's just like everybody else is behind. Darkseer's matching Mirana. So, not working with it very much there. And killing Batrider is going to feel hard. But I feel like you just Doom Batrider in these fights now. Kill Bat and get out. He's got a haste rune, so you could dispel it that way. They've got kill options with Nyx Assassin too. But it feels like right now, Grimstroke really not adding much either. Grimstroke only level 6. That hero does a decent amount of damage as he levels up, but being behind and not being successful in kills, that's what's hurting them the most. This level disadvantage is big.
It feels like, too, the way that they're positioning in these fights over on the side of SG, it's so hard for Alone to get the jump on this, the Bat or whoever. The way that KJ, again, we talked about it, his cogs, very good positioning. Very good at being able to isolate and also just split up these fights. So unless 4DR is super, super up in their face, which to be fair, he has been, it's still pretty difficult for Alone to find the target that he wants.
So splitting tier 2s. I assume SG will be able to defend theirs because they're just barely getting started on the tier 2 bot. See if they TP for it though, or are they going to take Shrine and take Roche?
They're TPing. Batrider's coming down here immediately. There's the Spike Carapace, but the drag back over onto Rises because you know what, KJ's here and he's waiting patiently. We talked about this positioning. Battery Assault comes off. They'll get the kill. Now he's just going to wait very patiently for those cogs. The arrow was a little bit early though. They do get the soul bind off. A beautiful vacuum, but Rises, he's already dead. They're not going to be able to kill Kara next to fall. Doom does get dropped over here on Constabile. And they don't have any way to really keep him alive. They're going to have to probably deny him yet again, but they get the kill on Drakil. Constabile ticking down. Is he going to make it? It's very close, but he just barely does. And he goes for the Sunder right off of the Batrider. Oh.
20-0. Big ultimates used as well. They did not have Wall of Replica there, which I would just... This is a 0-7 and 0 Darkseer. He's died a lot. As I don't want to look at the scoreboard. It hurts too much. Reminds me of my own Pug game sometimes. But I can't help but think that if they have Walled Replica after that vacuum, that they have a much better team fight. But they didn't justify it, and doesn't have the levels from getting some kills. So you're just working with less resources and not looking great.
And look at 4DR. He knows that he's pretty much just allowed to have the run of the land here as he continues to just fully pull Kara over here. He's trying to even just go for that ward.
There's nothing that you can do to stop him.
No,
like
that's the
you
problem.
can make yourself run faster, thanksful, but he's always going to catch up to you. So rough one. Just such a good Batrider pick here. I can't help but think that it might be different if Doom had grabbed the Satyr Creep, but he didn't do it.
Immediately initiating over onto Tano. They have the Spirit Vessel. That is a dead Nyx Assassin. The hook shot over on the side here onto Drakeel. And you know what? He used a Surf, but he can't run anywhere because he's stuck in the playpen that has just been dropped around him. Holding him in place like a little baby over there. And Rise is just running for his life. Look at 4DR though. He wants this kill. He wants to just remove this Wraith King from the equation. He knows the reincarnation is down. They've got the arrow. They'll cancel out the TP. And this guy's going right back into the grave here with a 1, 2, 3.
Save lasso as well. He could have lassoed him too, but it was just coming off cooldown. But with Mirana getting there in time, another death. And now this game looks completely over to me. I just the pressure they put on, the fact that they took the shrine away, they haven't even touched Roshan yet because they have such a fat level advantage. Like, how comfortable are they getting these kills? Like, it's bad when you get found by an enemy hero and it genuinely feels like there's nothing you can do to stop the kill. And we've seen that like 5 times now. It's like where you start feeling bad for your opponents. I don't know if you guys have ever had that because you're probably all like 500 MMR or something, but like sometimes you stomp them so hard that you start feeling bad. It's like, this is the 6th time I've killed this guy. Like, I should go easy on him now.
I mean, they're scanning. Can we see a No, Alone's not even going to make his way over to the pit. He realizes that it's just going to be too hard. He has a great snatch in game number 1, which is technically still game number 1 right now, but...
The game didn't exist.
It didn't exist. No,
Those
it's lost to the Shadow Realm.
Exactly.
But,
yeah, what a
Alone's
tough
just
one.
going to teleport out.
24-0. Aegis can get picked up on TB. That gives him solutions against Roche, obviously. Or, sorry, against Doom. And then, when his Scotty's finished, now he gets overwhelming kite advantage. Wraith King is trying to finish his Relic. It's dire straits. We're talking about a 3rd item TB Scotty, and Wraith King might hit his Radiance time at the same time. It's a bad sign. They're just
teleports are coming out in mass here. AJ sees Alone, hook shots forward over onto a creep. Doesn't manage to go and grab the Doom. So Alone will be able to blink away and get out to safety.
It's a little hard to land that hook shot with that creep still lingering. Used Rocket to buy him 3 seconds, but missed the hook. So no kill. Does it matter? Not much, but it's still helpful. Gets them off the map. They get to recontrol their bot jungle. They've almost got BKB on Dragonite, so he's not gonna have to worry about vacuum for himself being a problem. So Tabo will continue getting net worth and making... Basically, once they get BKBs, Grimstroke is a 1,000% useless hero. Darkseer, Nyx Assassin will all feel pretty bad as well, so...
Radiant are scanning.
They're using the scan over here. Keel will pop back out again. Be careful, Mirana's here. Yolakor, yeah, he notices. He's looking, throws out the arrow, cancels the TP, throws out the Spirit Vessel charge, and now is just going to go on a little merry chase here as they follow up with the flare. 4DR says, let's just burn down all the trees. That'll make things real nice and easy here, as he'll get himself yet another kill. This poor Darkseer is 0-9-0.
It's a rough one. They bought Shard on Batrider as well. This Shard is really good, actually. 2 chards on Flame Break. 2 charges on Flame Break, and it also applies a sticky napalm. I think I did the math, and it does like... I think if you cast 1 Flame Break and 1 sticky, it does about 500 damage or something like that over the course of 8 seconds. It's kind of insane, considering you can land AoE. Obviously, push, like Blinding Light type spells, like Flame Break, are a little bit anti-synergy with your team, because it means the rest of your team's less likely to land AoEs afterwards, but in terms of his solo kill potential and his damage output in a team fight, getting the Shard is a really good way for Batrider to feel like more of a carry from spellcasting mid-roll. Also going 9-0-9 is also a great way to feel like a carry as a Batrider, but...
Yeah, that will definitely help for sure. Yeah, I think we were on the broadcast during like a DPC one actually, and you were like getting so excited, like, oh my god, he's gonna get the Shard, Moxxi.
I think it was... maybe it wasn't EG. I just remember a game where somebody played Batrider and then they were going for second Roche, but they got it sniped from them, and then it was like bad or felt bad. I think it was an EG match though, but maybe you're thinking about. We're probably talking about different games. It's quite good though. Can do a lot of damage.
All right, they do have the Radiance online for Rises. You know, props to him. It has been a very difficult time trying to find any sort of farm and space on this map, but he has managed to pick up, you know, the armlet. He's got the Radiance. I'm still concerned though, obviously. How do they hold off this?
Throw your bodies at them and get a massive vacuum wall, and hopefully he lasts as a creep. And I do not know.
All right.
It's so hard. They don't have blink on Batrider, at least. That's one thing. So like his ability to like jump and catch the right guy is not easy. So they can push out the waves like this. But in the meantime, what's happening? They're probably still getting farm. Yeah, TB sends Illusions mid to cut that wave. So yeah, you could send somebody on Ego to the top lane to go push that lane out to get some net worth in the meantime, and then TP back when the fight's about to start. But they're going to do that. They're going to move into the enemy jungle. The interesting part is that SG actually just stayed. I think they expected like SG to like do a fake out. They're like, hey, we're here. Hey, we backed. And they all hid for a while. And then this forces Ego to spread out, and now they're walking back. So I don't know, nice little tower damage as a result. Little trickery stuff, basically. There's no point to let them know that you're still there, right? If you're going to back from a tower, because oh, they're going in.
Blink in immediately. There it is. There's that wall we talked about, but they're just not. Okay, they'll back over onto the Olacore. They've got the Soulbind off alone, trying to find the opening over here. But the BKBs are, of course, popped, and they'll drag Rises out into the middle of everyone. That is a dead Wraith King. He's not going to be able to participate now in this fight.
And now they slap buildings.
Now they slap buildings.
Like
you said, I don't know what else that they...
He was going to jump in. The Inkswell.
Oh, that's a dead Drakeel. Stabile just throwing snowballs over here at Tana with that Metamorphosis. They need to turn back around, though. They need to be able to go and hit these buildings. But
they got a kill. Marana died in the previous fight.
They did. Yes.
Hell yeah.
That's good. It wasn't a complete shutout here.
We're getting close to a 3-2-2, actually.
Oh, we are.
5 kills and 1 response kill from EgoBoys. That's all we need for the 3-2-2.
All right. Someone throw your body over, and all right, the jump forward from alone gets the stomp off.
Oh, good stun.
Back around. The Aegis, though, does get reclaimed. Tavo sitting a little bit low here. Are they going to be able to burn him down? Kicking down that Radiance. Okay, there it is. There's that kill, but the follow-up. They get the kill on Rise. They get the kill on alone. Both of the cores down now over on the side of EgoBoys. Tano looks like he's going to be the next one. It's a nice vacuum into the Inkswell, but... or the Stroke of Fate, rather, but it's when that's the best that you can throw at these guys, you're feeling very bad. The hook shot from KJ from downtown finds himself Kara, goes, KJ's just gonna teleport away.
That was so sick. Oh, that was beautiful. Just so confident. He's like, my team's got this. They called it. No, one more. No. Darkster, throw your body in.
31-2.
No, we were so close. Oh, what a stomp from SG Esports. Holy crap. Feels so different from game 1. Game 1's like, yeah, SG, they're doing good, but EgoBoys can win this game. Woo. The draft, the Doom fell apart. Batrider just stomped all lanes, and especially SG won the safe lane. They won that TB clock lane so much more than they did the previous match, and that's I'm sure at least partially from having that experience. They did okay, got a little pressured game 1. That doesn't exist. The real game 1 though, wow, they just lost all 3 lanes basically. So
yeah.
SG Esports crushes it.
Like I said earlier, you know, it was one of those things where it felt like SG the other day, they needed some sort of a little bit of a warm-up, and then they came into their own. Granted, you know, that was a very similar draft that they played over on the side of EgoBoys from the first game that had to be remade. But, you know, they look hungry. They look like, you know, they know what they want to do. They have their plan. They're sticking to it. And clearly that showed up here in this game. So we're going to take a short break, guys. And when we come back, we will discuss all about it.